Well, we're gonna get. Ew. Well. Hey, YouTube. Hey, YouTube. you know what I genuinely, um, you know what I genuinely feel like doing? I really hope I'm in the video, but what's up, YouTube? I really feel like this is a live show, but it's not a live show. It's me. Someone told me you're basically just recording behind your screen and talking to yourself. And I'm like, well, the people on the other end are watching, and I am just grateful for you guys, basically. So, you guys have seen from the thumbnail today, I have a notepad here for a reason, and I'll get into the reason very soon. But you guys have seen from the thumbnail, like, Byeeee YouTube. It's been a ride. And before I continue, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, oh my goodness, hope it's not your last. But if this is your first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Byeeee Okolo, and my channel is Talk with the Bell. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome. And if this is your first time, come and join the community because you don't know. You just don't know. But today's video is a little twist to a lot of the videos I've been posted. And it's that reason because guess what? We are clocking 1 year tomorrow. I think I have to put like some kind of like screaming effects right there. But guys, I'm not we're clocking 1 year tomorrow, and it's been a ride, like an amazing ride. Why did I say I'm leaving YouTube? You might want to stick around. To hear why, for real. But basically, before we even go any further, I still have this for my birthday, and I just wanted to put it out here. 1 year on YouTube, 1 year. 1 year on YouTube, guys, and I'm pretty much just gonna do like a Q&A based on some questions I have and just learnings on YouTube for this past 1 year. I promise this is not gonna be a sad video. Like it's not gonna be a sad video. It's just me talking. You guys hear me talk all the time, but I'm really excited to film this because I genuinely did not prepare any content for this 1 year anniversary. So it's just gonna be real. Like we're gonna get very real and may the good Lord take control. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so why did I start YouTube? A lot of you have seen the videos I'm making right here, like my journey to starting YouTube and what that was about. And YouTube, for me, before the Lord actually gave me the mapped out plan of what He wanted it to look like, was a whole lot different than it is today. I always thought I was going to do vlogs. I always thought I was going to do everything that you see the influencer girlies doing, girlies and guys doing, and the Lord is like, no, not you, my child. We're here for a different thing. And I feel like that was something I had to actually process and get through before actually coming on YouTube. And I'm grateful for how it is right now. I don't know what's next in store, but I'm really grateful for how my videos in the past 1 year have been. And talking to you guys is not just talking to you guys. I get to points in my life where I'm like, oh, I have a video I've released about this topic, and I actually go back to watch it for myself. So it's a way of also teaching myself, where sometimes I'm blown away by like, wow, Lord, you really using me out here. Like, like sometimes I don't even get it, but like, Lord, you really using me out here. So yeah, that has been my journey on YouTube. So the next question is, how did it feel releasing your first video? I was so nervous. Releasing that first video because I knew it was coming to break some ground. And it was like I was coming to YouTube the non-traditional way. So there were a lot of opinions from the people I love and opinions from people who care about me, opinions from people who I don't know. Like I clearly stated in that first video, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it could have been different. But I promise you, people still reached out to me like, oh, you could have done this, you could have done this. And I'm just like, I didn't sign up for that part, right? But up until I dropped my first video, I know like I was fasting heavily and just praying to the Lord to like guide me every step of the way. So even though I was scared about it, I prayed and I knew that the Lord was not going to leave me on this journey. Did I know how the journey was going to be for 1 year? No. But I just trusted him because he's the God who knows it all. So my journey or like posting my first video was very scary. And I remember being in the cafeteria March 9th, 2024 after I scheduled my video to go live. And I wasn't on Instagram, like I wasn't on any social media platform. So this was me coming back after 8 months. And I was in the cafeteria. I downloaded Instagram back and I was so lost. I didn't even know what to do on Instagram anymore. But I literally downloaded Instagram back and then I put together the reel I put together, and by 12 o'clock it went live. So 12 Central Time, March 9th, 2024. It went live and people started commenting, people started subscribing, and everywhere was just going crazy. And I remember putting my phone on personal mode. So personal mode on my phone means like regardless of how many times you call me, it ain't coming through. So I remember putting my phone on personal mode, and I just like it was just an action of like it was just an action that I did in fear, trusting that even if I was drowning, like the Lord was gonna come and help me. And it was a learning experience for sure. But one major thing I would say, like even after that first video, I showed my friends the topic. Like I think a lot of people when they want to start something, they want to get the approval of everybody. But I showed my friends the topic, right? I showed my friends the thumbnail after it was done. They had their opinions as well. I'm like, thank you guys, I love you guys, but still I was gonna do what I was gonna do. And I never let anyone watch that first video till it was actually released. And someone might say, like, you're crazy, like, oh, your family members should have watched it first so they give you feedback. But I just knew for a fact I wasn't refilming that video. Like, it was filmed, it was done, and I genuinely see the growth since my first video to me, even sitting down right now and filming, and pretty much I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm here. And that was always like a code of conduct we would say for like Talk with a Bell. No one knows your next topic till it's actually dropped on YouTube, regardless of who they have. Like regardless of who they are, no one knows your next topic, and that's something that has been very firm grounding for me, especially when I talk about controversial themes. So if it's something you're thinking about, like whatever social content it might be or where the Lord has called you, and he really gives you the instruction of do not reveal certain topics to people, just know like it's possible. It's very possible. Yeah. Okay, next question. How has it felt being consistent for 1 year? Whew, this is actually a tough question because consistency consistency is not like the best thing, but I just feel like for me, the way I am wired in my head, if I'm doing something and I know I'm meant to do it, I'm not trying to cut that streak. I know a lot of people talk about, oh, like once it's not about the streak, it's just about learning and moving on. But I just knew like when I posted my first video, and like the Lord gave me a clear instruction, like post every 2 weeks. And some people say like, oh, like you're already having traction for your first video, like everyone wants to know what the part 2 is. But I knew very firmly like my next video is not going to be posted until after the next 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like if they're meant to be my subscribers, they'll be my subscribers. And if they're not meant to be my subscribers, the Lord is going to bring the people that are meant for me. And I didn't post immediately, right? Even though the video was ready to go. I posted after that 2 weeks. And after my third video, like the part 3, of course my views like dropped. I'm never saying of course for like of course, but my views dropped from the very first video because people just like just people just want to know. They don't really care, they just want to know. And I know some of you are also here right now because you saw that I'm leaving YouTube, and it's okay. It's okay. People just want to know, right? So the first video, of course, was like really good, and the third video where I just spoke about like the final chapter of what happened. Of course, they wouldn't know the end of the story without actually watching the second part of the story. But the Lord really worked in my heart to know, like you said, about the views, and that is not something that the Lord would have taught me until I went through the experience of like filming and putting content out there, putting hours into editing, and basically just being out there, him showing you your heart, showing you how you feel, probably like when your subscriber count did increase by this number, and certain like your views are not adding up like the numbers, like metrics. YouTube just be playing, I promise you. So the Lord revealed my heart posture like in the early days of when I started YouTube was just amazing, because he has worked on me so much, like knowing that I'm not consistent because of the numbers or the views. I eventually am at a point where even if it's just one person that watches a video I release on YouTube, is it changing that person's life? And when the Lord was able to change my heart posture to that exactly, that was when the actual fun and fulfillment started coming from making content and putting it out on YouTube. So when I put certain videos out there, sometimes I'm just like lost, like I'm out of here. And I know sometimes, like even for controversial topics that I've even put, like people are like, how are you so brave enough to do that? How are you, like, don't you think about what people are gonna say? Don't you think about how people will view you? And I y'all, don't think everything is so easy and gold and beautiful that someone comes on here and smiles and it's just, wow, she can do it easily. No, I also find my own battles. Like, I'm not talking about spiritual battles right now. No, I fight my battles between me and God. Like, God, no, go find someone else to do that. Go find someone else to talk about this. And it's like, you're the one I've chosen for this. And like I said, it's been an amazing, interesting journey. I could literally write a whole book of my 1 year experience on YouTube. I kid you not. Because aside what you guys see on the forefront, like there is so much that happens on the back end, like on the back end, and I'm just like, I'm just here. So consistency is one that's really key for me. Just born with the spirit of not quitting and just staying true to whatever is like in front of me and sticking to it. Sometimes I edit, like I'll film one day and edit the whole day and then release it the next day. And that's because I know, like, okay, I'm releasing videos every 2 weeks by 12 p.m. And I already know, like, if I don't get it done, it means I'm not sleeping on Saturday morning. So just all of those sacrifices has, I really gotten me to a place where, like, the Lord can actually find me as a steward for more. And I really see my subscribers, like, as me being a steward. Like, he's like, okay, you can have 100 subscribers now. Thank you, Jesus. You can have 200. Thank you, Jesus. 300, 300. Like, and it goes on and on and on. And I remember when I got to, I believe, 300 and something subscribers, Lord was like, do not post about your subscriber count again until you get to 500. I'm like, sir? Sir, and it didn't happen as quick as I wanted it to happen, but it happened. And when it did happen, I was in a place where, like, the Wi-Fi wasn't even going to let me the Wi-Fi wasn't going to let me post what I wanted to post. But eventually it happened. Like, even when I traveled like when I traveled to Nigeria in December, I was telling someone, like, people really think that because they see your life on here, they know all of who you are, but they really don't, because you're also letting them just see the life you want them to see. It's not about, like, it's not about living a fake life, right? But out of 10, I believe YouTube only sees 1 out of 10 of my whole life. And that's because that's the only aspect that the Lord wants me to share. So people just having opinions and saying what they want to say because they think they know you, I feel like that's one thing that also has to be addressed in this social space. But honestly, I don't care. Like, if you like, attack me. If you like, troll. If, like, my point is just say with your full chest and come into my DM and we can address it. Like, if you ever have something to say, I always say put it down in the comment section. Like, put it down in the comment section. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me anywhere aside my number, but put it down and let's talk it out. It is okay. I won't argue. I'm not going to, like, I'll tell you, oh, your reason is, I mean, we could work on it. So I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you. Please let's get back on track. But yeah. The next question is, does it get hard being on YouTube? Whew. So does it get hard being on YouTube? I think it's just the consistency part. And I just feel like getting to this point of me saying I'm leaving, and I don't know what's the word, like they say baiting, right? Or this is the baiting, or what they call it. I don't know what it's gonna feel like having to pick it up again, right? I genuinely don't know, but one thing I'm sure is I'm gonna trust the Lord that He knows. And does it get hard, like filming for YouTube and all? It doesn't really get hard because I see this as a partnership between the Lord and I. What gets hard for a lot of like content creators who are probably even Christians as well is when they try to figure out things by themselves. I beat my chest saying like all the topics you guys see on YouTube, I have it in a note called YouTube. And that is when the Lord is like down, He chooses to downpour for me. Like he's just downpouring and I'm writing it down. And before I come on here to film, I always do my research. I always pray. I always ask the Lord to like go before the videos and I write them down. So if you watch my video and look at like my YouTube notes beforehand, you will see like it's pretty much the same thing. And I don't just get those notes from just anywhere. Like I literally sit in the presence of the Lord to get that down and come on here to film. So knowing that I'm in a partnership with the Lord, I know I don't have to go crazy thinking about what's the next video like that's going to be put out here. And for thumbnail, I've said this before, but the Lord literally gives me my thumbnail, y'all. Like He literally gives me my thumbnail. I can show like notes of probably like I'm just doing my Bible study and I just put down something and I just put like a box and I just put, and that's the thumbnail. And when I actually sit down to create the thumbnail, that is exactly what it's going to be. So most people say like spend the same time you spend editing to also edit your thumbnail, but I do not because my thumbnail has already been downpoured from heaven, so I'm not about to spend hours just doing it. But it gets frustrating when I'm trying to go out of that instruction. So if the Lord has given me a thumbnail and I'm just like, nah, this don't seem right, let me just do my own thing, and then I do my own thing, I will spend more hours, and eventually I'm like, oh Lord, okay, I should just go with you from the first start. Because sometimes like you want to appeal to the eyes of people, you want to change the font, like you guys don't know, but like every single detail, like the fonts, the color, the background, every single thing is important for like YouTube editing. And aside that, like He tells me what to wear for every video, right? So I think for this in particular, I was at a church meeting lock-in and I was wearing this jacket and we're just praying and all, and he was like, oh yeah, your next video should be blue and white. And my but who am I to complain? So I mean, I shall come, I shall wear. At least I don't have to sit down and be like, what's my next outfit for the next video? So I see it as a partnership with the Lord, and that's the sweet part of it. So it doesn't feel as stressful. One major rule of thumb I have that I'm yet to stick to is having my next video filmed before I actually release one. But I've just never actually stuck to that. Because I feel like if I do that, to make my life easier, but I just don't. So you just see me like filming 2 days before editing and then putting it out here. But let's move on. Christ. Yeah. How does it feel sharing your walk with Christ on here? So sharing my walk with Christ is a beautiful part of YouTube because like I already said, this wasn't how I saw myself starting YouTube. But when people actually come into my DMs to talk about certain things I probably said in the video or how it's like very relatable to them, it just touches my heart. And initially, you know, flesh came in like, wow, Lord, I'm the best you can find out here. But like with time and just the Lord convicting me and just knowing like it's a privilege and an honor to really share my life story on here. And that's why I really like Once Upon a Time series. I don't know about you guys, but I really like Once Upon a Time series because it's like experiences I've gone through. And if you watch the video where I said, I think the prayer of 12, I think a 7 or 12-year-old, I said, Lord, let me experience things in life so I can relate to a lot of people. And I just see myself living that as my, like that is my life, and there's still so much more in store for me. So being able to like share my walk with Christ on here is literally a privilege, and I love the community we're building. Like the numbers just keep getting crazy. I just I'm like, wow, Lord, me 500 plus people, me. And one other thing, like even just having this community that the Lord revealed to me is just more like praying for every single subscriber I have, and I don't know who they might be yet, but I don't have to know. I just pray like, Lord, you've given me this people as a steward. Like I never want to come out here and speak on myself. I never want to come out here and speak on my flesh, and that's why there are also certain topics that when I see some comments, I'm like, if only you know that it's the Holy Spirit that even makes this video sound like this, you will not even attack me. Because if I were to say what I want to say, flesh will take over. But the Lord is like, no, that's not your assignment. And regardless of how much you want to come out, it does not come out. So I really just stick to what the Lord wants for me. And that's why it's like so beautiful to share that part of my life on here. So the next thing I just wanted to share is more of like a life update, my new church, work, purposeful living. I don't really share things like that on here for reasons best known to the Holy Spirit and God. But life update, I'm doing really well. I am in Georgia. I really like this city I'm in right now. I don't do as much as I meant to, like going out and exploring, because honestly, I don't have the time. I genuinely do not have the time, and I don't know about you guys, but like adulthood is something. Adulthood is something that I'm truly navigating, and just thanking the Lord for the community and people that I'm actually meeting. But I don't really have time to go out and do things that young people do, they say. But I'm still very intentional about being active in church, like checking up on my loved ones, and anything else after that follows. And YouTube, yeah, YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much the most basic life update of my new church. So yes, my new church is Dominion City Church, Georgia, Norcross, Georgia. It's here in Georgia, and our pastor is Pastor Steve, and I really, really love being in that church because the word enters your head. And it just gets me thinking about certain areas of my life that I know like, oh, I could actually really do better. And that is one thing I really prayed for when I was finding a church, that I wasn't just going there for the praise and worship, but actually going for the word to be a word in my life, right? So there's been a lot of revelation, eye openings, and I feel like in the probably 2, 3, 4 past videos, you hear me say things like my pastor even said this, or certain things I actually shared on there were also things that my pastor shared in church that my eyes were literally just open to see. So it's been an amazing church so far for this chapter of my life. Finally, I'll say purposeful living. Aside YouTube, purposeful living. Yeah. Purposeful living, just understanding that whatever I do or whatever the Lord gives to my hands are for Him, and just having that mindset with like finances, having that mindset with relationships, having that mindset with like pretty much everything, even like material things. I just find so much purpose to be in this phase of my life. And when people hear I'm 21, you're like baffled. I'm like, yo, in my screen, I'm 25, 26. But yeah, like it's just a real privilege. When I tell you guys, like I really ask the Lord a lot of times, how come it's me? Like, are you sure? But how, like, who am I that you really find worthy? Like, who am I that you're like, it's you I'm gonna call to do this? So yeah, that's my life updates overall. That's all you guys are gonna know. So yeah, what's the question everyone is waiting for? Why am I leaving YouTube? Why am I leaving YouTube? I think when I was younger, I used to see people just post like, I'm leaving YouTube, or get me to 500 subs, this, that. And I was like, no, I don't know. It's not even that for me. Like, already at 588 by the time this video is going out. And I know like the Lord is still going to do more mind-blowing things. But why am I leaving YouTube? So I'm taking a break. I'm not leaving YouTube. I am taking a break. I'm not leaving YouTube. And it's not even just like, oh, a break because I'm exactly tired of went out from YouTube. No, it's just that 1 month reset that I believe I actually need. and the Lord is like, yeah, whether you want to or not, we are taking a break. So I'm taking a 1 month break. When I'm going to come back, I don't know. So just turn on your post notifications. So I release my next video, you would know that I am back, and better. So I am not leaving YouTube, y'all. I'm here for a minute. Like, when I'm actually leaving, see, the truth is, when I'm actually leaving YouTube, you will just not see me again. Can you imagine that my mic was down the whole time? That's crazy, though, that my mic was down the whole time. But when I'm actually leaving YouTube, you just will not even see me. You just notice that 2 weeks has passed, 4 weeks has passed, 6 weeks has passed. Shall actually gone. So this is just a courtesy to let you guys know I'm just disappearing for a minute, like actually disappearing. I'm probably even deleting YouTube for a while because y'all, my social media break, I took that 8 months. Oh God, if y'all could take me back, so good, so sweet, so yummy, so yumptious, like sumptuous. But yeah, I'll be back. I will be back. I ain't going nowhere. Devil cannot. He can't. Like when I tell you that you wake up in the morning, the devil and his angels are like, this child has woken up again. That's a feeling. I felt it in my spirit. But yes, guys, I really do hope I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. You've enjoyed getting to know me in a very solemn note. Yeah, a very solemn note, and I tried not to edit this video as much because that's just like, if you come to me, like if you actually come and have coffee with me, like this is how I am. This is how I am. So I wanted to bring my real self. Like I have the energetic side, I have the very low, I have the very middle, I have, yeah. So if you actually got to the end of this video, yes, you can share the video. See, this one, share the video. If you're not to share the video, like the video, like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because I'm coming back, and turn on your post notifications because you want to know. You just want to know when my video comes out, like when the next one comes out, because when I tell you the fire, it's gonna be back and burning. Anyways, guys, I am not leaving your screen forever. I will be back, but till next time, keep living your best life with Christ at the center of it all. Bye bye.